All right, I'm back in the shop again. We have James pulled over here in the wash bay. I'm working on the frame. The inside of the frame's got a bunch of dirt and stuff I'm washing out of it, so I want to be able to just have it drain right onto the floor, into the floor drain. So we moved it over here. We're going to finish up the wiring. Let's hopefully we can get this done. So I had to run back to Mccord this morning and pick up more of these heat shrink wrap connections. They have solder in them, so once you heat them so hot, the solder goes into the wiring. These things are awesome. If they work, they're awesome. They make installation way better. So, of course, when I was in the electrical department, look what I found. Found a Optimus Prime clock. It was like 10 bucks. I figured, grab that. I said, I gotta grab that and throw it up in the shop for the Optimus Prime build. So let's get a battery in this and hang it up. Back to wiring. I just love how easy this is. You just make sure you got clean wire. You put it on, and you heat it up, and it just, this is amazing. I've never put the eyelet connections on wires to hook them up to this RV7 round plug before. I've always just put the wire right into the terminal on the plug and hope that it stayed good. But this here, they're never going to come out. So I'm really curious as to see how long this lasts without having to monkey with it. I mean, but that's how easy it is. I just can't believe this. This is so easy. And it seems like it would work so well. It's soldered, which is the best connection you can get. You're virtually making the two wires into one. And it shrink wraps it as well. And it's quick. All right, now all I got to do is figure out what goes where, and then we're set. Got the little box up here that tells me what I've got to do or what goes where. All right, so the purple or black, purple in this case, is going to be my equal block. So that's the 12 volt power. That goes to the top left. Like that. Yeah. So that's the bottom. So the top is the top left. So the purple, normally black, will go to this one. The nice thing I like about this is put it in there and stick the screw in, screw it back down. You don't fight with the wire coming out. This is great. We'll have plenty of room in here in the body of the plug. Oh, this is gonna be great. Snug that down. All right, now my next one, top right, will be green. That's our tail and running lights. Green will be to the right. I bought this trailer wiring, this wire here that's protected. I bought it. It's specifically made for wiring trailers, and it's funny that there's no black, because everything is black for the 12 volt power going to the trailer, but they use a purple instead, which is kind of odd. At least I found it a little odd, but we just got to remember. So obviously all the wires are the same. And so as long as your gauge is the same size, it doesn't matter what wire you really use, as long as you remember what color wire you use for what here, and it transfers the same on the other end of wherever you're going. All right, next one is red, left turn and stop. That's kind of funny. The left turn and stop is on the right side of the plug, and the right turn and stop lights are on the left side of the plug. I never realized that. All right, so that's red. All right, bottom right we got is white for the ground. All right, now we got bottom left is the brake controller output, and that's gonna be blue. And now we have brown. Yep, right turn and stop light on the left. Man, I love this. Looks really nicely done. It's not a jumble mess. Nothing's gonna come out. Nothing's gonna pull out. Nothing's gonna be touching the other ones. Really like this. All right, now I got some, I think earlier in a TikTok I called it degreaser, but I got some dielectric grease in a can. I'm going to spray this, and then we'll shove it back in here, and hopefully that'll be it. That was more of a liquid than a grease. There's only one way this can go. There's this little groove here. Nope, not there. Right here. This groove that goes all the way through, that's got to be on the bottom. So it's going to go just like that. That was a fail. I definitely cut the sheeting back too far, but and it's just going to be what it is. All right, we're doing this instead. All right, time to shove 10 pounds in a 5-pound bucket. All right, we're gonna try that again, but with less tape. All right, well, it's in far enough, I guess. Bring it. All right, well, that goes in there like that. That'll work. All right, now let's run the line and zip tie it off. Well, then we'll take this one and drill it out. All right, where there's a will, there's a way. Take this and put it down on top to secure it in there. think I'm getting this all figured out. So I went to my pickup and I figured out that on the pickup side, the running lights are on the top left, left turn is on the left, and the backup lights are in the middle. The right turn is on the right, and the 12-volt auxiliary is on the top right, and then this is going to be the ground. And how I did that was I took a little 12-volt tester. Looks like this. It's like a little screwdriver. It's got a light that'll light up when the power's going through it. Because what I did was I took, so if you look inside the plug on the truck, it looks a lot like this. And according to the diagram I had, this was ground, so I hooked my little ground clamp onto that. I turned my left blinker on and I touched this terminal, and the little light in here would blink as if it was a blinker. Then I turned that off and I turned my right blinker on. I touched this and this would blink as if it was a blinker. And then each time you check all of them, and this is the only one that works in the right blinker. So I know that's right. And I turned the running lights on only, and I checked them all, and it was constant bright here. The light was on constant, so I knew that was the running lights. And then I turned just the key to auxiliary, and everything else was off, and touched all of them, and only this one lit up. So by the process of elimination, I know, oh, and then I put my car, or my truck, turned the auxiliary on, turned the key to on, I put it in reverse, and then this one lit up, and nothing else, and not in the middle. So that leaves me, the only thing that I wasn't able to find out was the backup lights, or the, sorry, not the backup light, but the trailer brakes, which is left the middle to be the only thing. Nope, my bad. The backup lights were in the middle, the trailer lights were down here on the right. So by process of elimination in this little tool here, I was able to figure out this is how my truck is wired. So that's how we're gonna wire the big truck. Because then I don't have to change the camper. And I can always go from this truck to my pickup when I'm hauling my camper and not have to change any wiring. So that's how we're gonna do it. Okay, and that ends up, so this is all the same as how I originally drew this up and how I was gonna do it, which is what I found online. This does not match up with the box that I got online. According to the box, from the top left going all the way around, the box says this should be 12-volt auxiliary, this should be left turn, this should be brake controller. Oh, wait a minute, my bad. This is fifth wheel choice, so this is the camper side. That's why I got screwed up on that. So that's why I was backwards. Oh, and it even gives you if it's a 7 round. Kind of would like to change to that, but any trailers I borrow wouldn't have that, so I'd have to have some kind of converter. So basically it'll be backwards, I think. This one's saying yellow, green, white, blue. There's no red. There's a black and a brown. Here we got brown and red, 12 volt. I understand what they're doing here, but it's hard for me to explain it. So YouTube some other wiring schematics, but I was able to figure it out easy enough with the knowledge that I have. And so we are going to wire it just like that. So our bottom is going to be this piece, this little indentation that goes all the way through. That'll slide into our harness or our box just like that. So that's going to be at the bottom. So the top right will be, the top right's going to be brown. So this one here will be red. That's going to be red. We'll start there. Then going down, we got green. Make sure we're right. And then we got blue for the trailer brakes is in the bottom right. So again, I'll check. Bottom right's gonna be this one. That'll go blue. These are pretty tiny screws. It can be kind of tricky sometimes getting them lined up and in there without them falling out or falling off. So you see I put a carpet down so that none of them end up in my drain. And then blue. So now this way, once you're for sure started at the right one, that's bottom, top right, and the top right is red. I just keep following around in the circle and following my colors, and I should be all set. But before I get too far, I gotta do this middle one before I cover that one up. All right, so green and then blue. Here are new lights in the shop, and they've got sensors on them. Motion sensors, and I don't know if I like them so much. Oh, that's unfortunate. That one must have stripped. That one's a little, I wonder if it get very snug. Well, very tight. It's snug, so hopefully it'll be okay. Now we got black in the middle, or in our case, it's gonna be the purple one. I wonder if I can cut this off without losing the length. I can unsolder it. I'm gonna try something. Okay. If this solder works the way it should work, I should be able to heat that up and pull it right out. Bam, just like that. So what I did was I heated that solder up enough where it let go and let me pull the fitting out. Now I can stick it down in the middle right where it goes. I didn't lose any length. Little pegs going in. This is what these look like if you ever were wondering. Just little clips, and they push up in there, just like that. Okay, now that we got our middle one, which is black or purple in our case, come around to the bottom. That's going to be the white for the ground. So this is basically a few, probably 3 or 4 weeks ahead of when yesterday's episode stuff actually happened. Is what I ended up doing. I originally had a wire coming out of this box here, and it was a 7-wire cord that went back. It tied into this RV plug. So that's what all this was here. After doing that, I realized the commercial semi-trailer lights are not the same as an RV lights going back to your camper. They work slightly different. So you cannot just tap into the commercial side of the truck. If you're doing an RV, you actually have to tap in to the wires that come back for your lights. Or another option is to get what they call a jackalope box that does this little conversion from the commercial lighting to a RV lighting. That being said, originally you seen me hooking this RV plug up, which was this wire coming back from that box right there. I pulled that out and I ran all new wiring, which you'll see in the next episode, through this conduit. It goes up, goes all the way up underneath, and it comes up in the cab of the truck. The footage that ended Thursday's episode, I was finalizing all the wires, hooking to each one of these pins in here from the back side. And then when I got all done with that, I pulled the truck out of this door. So then I was gonna hook my RV wire lights up to that and actually check in the truck the blinkers right and left to the stop, brakes and all that, and make sure everything was working properly. So now that I kind of told you what you missed, let's now see the footage that kind of alludes to what happened in the thumbnail. So that's what happens when you're not paying attention. I even told myself I had to put the garage door up before I pulled out. But the nice thing is, I don't think I wrecked the truck. I'd rather wreck the door. Pretty sure is which I did for sure. Semi-verse door, semi-1. See if we can get this figured out now. No sense of crying over spilt milk. Well, let's fix the door quick so we can get the truck out. Let's go back over to the other side and fix that. Wow, I'm amazed on how little damage that actually did. I mean, it definitely bowed it, but I'm surprised I can throw rollers back in here as quick without having to do anything. I gotta go find a roller and I'll be back. Almost back to normal. I'm gonna go on the outside and push in on it to try to get that bowl out a little bit. It goes up like it should, and that's what matters. So, temporary fix for now. Temporary, permanent. All right, back to what we were doing now. I got the marker lights turned on the truck right now. Checking all those in the camper. And right there, that's working good. That looks good. Marker lights on top. Those look good.
It's the light underneath, not the red flashing.
Okay. Right blinker? Nothing?
No. Not that I can tell. So it's like the license plate light that's blinking.
The license plate light is blinking?
Yes.
So then that's auxiliary. So the truck is wired different. Yep, the truck is wired different. Oh, around the whole time. All right. So what we've got is, so this is what I was doing on my pickup to figure out how it was wired. Open this up and I know this bottom left is ground. So right now I have the left blinker on. That's weird, because going through my camper, I'm confused. Let's leave the running lights off and try this. Don't know. Anyhow, I don't know. So here's what we got. I have just the left blinker on right now. Obviously that's working. I'm gonna go turn the right blinker on. And there we have a right blinker now. But if I turn the running lights on, that illuminates power to both of these lights, like full illumination to where you can't tell that the blinkers are going on these lights. So I'm gonna leave the right blinker on and turn the marker lights on. I'm gonna leave them on for a few seconds and then turn back off. So now the running lights are on. And you can't tell that that one's blinking because there's full power going to the lights. So you can't see the difference. I need help. I gotta make a phone call. Calling a friend.